Welcome, bienvenidos. My name is Roxana. This is Rox Reads. And this is my first video of the new year. Welcome 2018. And I'm going to talk about a couple of changes I'm going to make to the channel and what is going on and how I'm seeing my life moving forward in the new year. I am hoping that I am going to record a video every day. So that means that if today is English, tomorrow is the same version in Spanish, and then Wednesday you would get a new video, then on Thursday it would be in Spanish, Friday would be a new video, Saturday would be in Spanish, Sunday would be a new video, Monday would be in Spanish, so on and so forth. No, I'm not going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, because that would leave Sunday without a video, and I don't think I want to do that. Number two, I do want to make them in Spanish because I think it is important for people to see other creators in their own language talking about books. Now, what does that mean to you guys when I read a Spanish book? Because I have a ton of Spanish books that I really want to read. I am hoping that I can find that there is an English translation to some of the books I have here, because I know for a fact some of the writers have done translations and the books are really good. So what I'm hoping is that the translations are as good as the original. I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee you that you will get my honest opinion on any and every book that I show on this channel. Now, another thing that I want to talk about is the giveaways. Yes, every time I read a book, if it's mine to give away, I will let you know when I start reading it so that you know that I am going to give it away. I am hoping to get rid of 50% of my library this year. So, no, it's not a brand new book. I understand that that might be an issue. But the reality is that as much as I love books, I also don't want to kill trees. So I was hoping that I would give away a book and maybe would encourage you to do your own video and then give it away to somebody that liked it, etc., etc., and we can move books around the world that way. Anyway, that also means that no, I have not forgotten about the book that I started reading last year. What happened, I explained on a recent video, was that I lost the book in the move. I just found it and then I lost it again. And I think I know where it is, but I'm not 100% sure. But it doesn't matter because I'm reading 3 other books and I can tell you all about the other 3 books. Right now, as you know, I'm reading To Kill a Mockingbird. This one is not... I don't know that I want to give this one away. I might. It's a good book. And so far, I've read 188 pages. And this version of this book has 323, so I'm a little over half. I can tell you that it is a very hard book to read, not because of the type of story it is. It's just because the times we're living right now, wherein sometimes you don't feel very secure when you're a white Puerto Rican woman living in Florida. It makes this a very hard reading, because as much as I've read about the slavery and racism and what happened here in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, it's still hard to believe that we still have people thinking that way now. And I realize that's not an American thing, it's a world thing. I just don't understand racism no matter where you come from. I was raised by a very white-looking father and a very Latina-looking mother, or what people expect Latinos to look like. And my mother was darker skinned than my dad, and I did see some discrimination, people thinking that she was the nanny instead of our mom, that kind of thing. And I didn't understand it then, and I don't understand it now. I don't understand why people seem to be on this bubble that they're just from one race and that's it. No, we all have a lot of mix in us. I personally know I have African blood, Taino blood, and Spaniard blood. There's a possibility that I even have Moorish blood and Middle Eastern blood. I don't know. I'm not going to get tested because I refuse to give my DNA to companies to sell it to everybody. But I don't have to know what I am to know who I am. And I don't see why people feel so offended by the thought, just the thought, that they might have other cultures running through their veins. That doesn't change who you are. And if you are a racist, you're not a very good person to stay that way anyway. You should expand your mind and stop with the ignorance. But that's a topic for another day. Anyway, To Kill a Mockingbird is, so far, it's a very good book. And the only reason why I'm having a hard time reading it is not because it's not written well. It's written very well. It's because it's so hard for me to deal with the blatant racism that this little child is dealing with right now. So that's one of the reasons. But I am planning on having it read by Wednesday, which is the next time I'm going to film. And I can tell you some other stuff that I'm working on and reading. Now, third thing is, I told you guys that I was going to, every once in a while, put a little bit of history on this channel too, because to me, this is my learning channel. I also decided that I was going to take words that I'm seeing in books that I'm reading, and I'm going to use this channel for vocabulary. Now, I realize that most people know what these words mean, but English is not my first language, so there's some words that even though I kind of sort of know what they mean, I'm not sure. So I have to look it up. And I decided to play the little game that we used to play in school. And that was whenever you saw a word that you didn't understand, you were supposed to write the word down, write the definition, and make up a sentence with it. Now, I have 2 words so far that I read yesterday on a book I'm working on. And one of them was obeisance. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. But it's deferential respect. And the sentence that I came up with, as the ruler, they expected obeisance from older subjects. And by the way, if you know how to say it, just let me know how you say it. The second word I found was sagacious, and it's having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment, shrewd. I've always considered Tim as a smart and sagacious young man, and I trust his judgment. Now, keep in mind that, funny enough, the 2 sentences that I came up with were totally, what's the word I'm looking for? They were totally colored by the material I was reading. When I was a kid, that didn't happen. But when I was a kid, I just read the book to just get a good grade in school. Now, when I read a book, it's because I really want to learn as much as possible, or I want to be entertained as much as possible. And so it has colored how I change these things around. The funny thing is, as I was looking for these words in Spanish so I could share them with the Spanish video, one of them, I was surprised by the Spanish version, and if I would have read the word in Spanish, I would have known exactly what it meant as soon as I saw it. But I looked for the English definition before I looked for the Spanish translation. In the case of sagacious, as soon as I read the word, I knew what the Spanish version was. And ironically, as much as I've heard that word used in Spanish, I honestly, I kind of sort of knew what it meant, but it was like, I'm not sure what it means. So it was a good experiment for me to find out the actual definition and go ahead and use it in a sentence. So anyway, those are the 3 changes that I'm making, or the 3 things that we're doing this year. I am hoping to do a lot of other things, like I'm hoping to read books with some of my friends, or if you guys want to read some books with me, you're more than welcome to let me know what books you're thinking of reading, and I can tell you what books are on my list of books that I'm going to read, and maybe we can read them together. I don't want this to be a one-man show. I want all of you guys to share with me what you're reading, what do you find, and even suggest books that maybe we should cover in this channel. Now, keep in mind, this channel is not a mystery novel channel or a historical novel channel. I read everything. I read self-help books. Right now I'm reading 2 political books, and I am going to discuss them in this channel. I have, and by the way, they're Democrat and Republican. I am going to be reading, I think it's a biography, on one of the Bushes, and I'm inclined to think it's the father, because people that live in this house are big fans of The Father, so I'm thinking that's what it is. I have, I'm trying to remember if I don't think I have a Kennedy book. I have a Lincoln Jefferson, hold on, Lincoln Jefferson Hamilton books on the list. I believe there's a Kennedy book somewhere around here, a Reagan, and a Bush. So that's the list of all the politicians. I'm not reading books for political purposes, by the way. I'm not interested in who's right or who's wrong in terms of the political books. I just want to read political books because I think the one thing I will give Donald Trump is the fact that he gave me much more information into how the American electoral system works as opposed to the Puerto Rican one. See, we vote, it's one vote for the governor, and one vote means one vote. We don't have the electoral colleges, we don't have any of that stuff. And even though that was, I, it was explained to me several times by several people how that worked, the only thing I could figure out of that was that I really understood why people didn't vote as much here as we vote in Puerto Rico. It's because you don't feel like your vote counts. So, anyway, but yeah, I'm looking for it from a different perspective, not necessarily if the person is right or wrong. I just want to read books about other people, and politicians seem to be an interesting topic right now. So, anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.